Hello, my lovely little nail fanatics. Are you all ready to make a little bit of a mess with me? This is Frivolous Fingers, and today we are going to be doing some experimenting with chain marbling in gel polish. I saw a video yesterday by Melissa Roja who had done this, and then previously, I don't know, maybe 3-4 weeks ago, I did see one of the YouTubers that I follow do one with string art, which is a very similar concept. I cannot recall who that was, so if it was somebody that you know, I'd love it if you could give me a comment down below so that I can make sure that they get credit for their work as well, because definitely I'm not my idea, inspired by others. So today, in the interest of time, I have gone and swatched out and prep my pop sticks. I have a base color that is cured, and then I have a second layer of uncured gel on it in the same color. In this case, it is the white, and I already have some on here, but just so that you can see, it is a wet layer of gel polish. Medium density, you know, you don't want to go too crazy on there. So the whole concept is, I'm going to zoom you in a bit here, that you are going to, into your wet layer of gel polish, set yourself up with dibs and dabs of whatever color you want, and you are going to drag a chain through it. So there's a couple of different ones. I did try with this one. It is like what you used to find on every keychain. I found it too heavy. It doesn't want to lay on the nail with the wet gel and slips around, and you just don't get as nice of an effect on it. So what I ended up with is this. This is actually a necklace that I had with very small beads on it. And this one, I'm actually really enjoying the way it's working for me. Where I know that I used to see them, my grandmother's house, before there were light switches on the walls, she had these chains hanging from her ceiling light switches. Not as fine as this necklace, but they were still definitely much smaller than that keychain type one that I had over to the side. So where you can find them now, I'm not sure, but you know, check around, might be able to find something that works for you. So as you can see, I'm just dabbing a variety of colors along the edge of my nail. You can do these as large as you want, as small as you want. I'm going to try and get a gradient going right across the nail here. So that is why I'm going quite a ways down, and I'm also going across the top because you almost end up curving it and pulling it down that way as well. So I am going to put a little bit of color up along this top edge as well. Really gravitating towards neons right now. We are at the beginning of April. Where I live, I'm in the center of Canada, and winter is always a little bit slow to show up or to end. So definitely really wanted it to warm up and to be able to get outside in the yard and working. Like many of you, my job is one that has been deemed an essential service, but I've been off on a back injury since the middle of January, so I'm at this for a little bit of a longer term than some of you guys that are hanging around at home. I think one more dab of blue, and we are going to be good to go on this. So what you want to do is you want to lay your chain along that gel color along the edge. And this is the difference between this one and that keychain one, is that keychain one would not sit here by itself. And it was much harder to control because of that. So you are just going to take that and you're going to start gently pulling, sliding that through those colors, through the white, and just dragging that through. And look at that amazing marble. I've been playing with this for a good chunk of the morning today. Oh, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. And I can tell you right now that this one is actually already, like, by far the best one I've done. Maybe it's the small dabs of polish. I'm not sure, but look at that. I'm in love with it. I did notice earlier as well, some of my polishes seem to be giving me cells. That is not in any way intentional. I cannot tell you why it's happening. It's probably just the mix of the different polishes that I'm using. So it can't help you out if you're looking to achieve that effect intentionally. So pop this over here underneath the lamp and let's move on. Oops, come on. I have two black ones here as well. I'm going to cure this one and I will show you the reason. I'll let you know the reasoning behind that in a little bit here. Clean off your chain. I'm just wiping it off with a dry paper towel. At the end, I will clean it with acetone. Lovely thing about it being sterling silver is that the acetone is not affecting it, and it's actually getting very nice and clean, more so than it has been for a long time. So I have a black one here, and this one is prepped with a layer, again, of wet gel. And for this one, I am going to try something a little bit different. I have a Color Club Gel Hollow, and this one is Eternal Beauty. So I'm going to set this off to the side. I can see that I've managed to get a hair in my black polish as well there. Oh, the joys of having a dog in the house. I have a dog that sheds 365 days a year. I like about 110 pounds of him. So his total output of hair through the course of a year, I don't even want to know. So again, I'm going to come in and I'm going to take this polish and I'm going to set myself up. I don't know why I picked up my dotting tool. Let's get back to the brush. Set myself up with a line of this. Come down around the edge a little bit. The farther you come down, if you noticed on the last one, the farther you come down, the more of the tip that you are going to see this effect happening on. So that's, you know, a choice. Nothing has to be neat and tidy about this. You just want to make sure you get your product on there. And I'm going to do this as a full little bit of a marble up here with my brush. Before I dry it down. Because I'm going to leave that top corner a little that's there. So I have dragged my entire little setup here. I'm working on a breakfast tray table, sitting on my sofa in my living room in my pajamas, and I'm quite enjoying myself today because I'm just sitting here and just playing, just messing. Sun's out. So again, I've just laid that in there, set it down, and I'm dragging it slowly through. Now, because I have quite a bit more polish on the top, you're starting to see the texture, but you're not seeing the striping come through until I get quite a ways down the nail. You can see that black gel polish puddling up. Not too worried. I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to slide this, try to get it all the way down to the tip. There you can see that hollow factor on that polish. And before it moves around a little too much, I'm going to get it set down into the lamp over here. Pull that one out. Oh, I love that one. This one's pretty too. Turn that on. Wipe this off. So I have one more white one here. Of course, I managed to touch the tip while I was working on other stuff, so I'm just going to touch that up a bit. I'm really trying to make this video not so insanely long, but oh, here we go. And what I'm going to do with this one is I have another Color Club Holo, and this one is Harp on It. And again, these are both gel polishes. Color Club gels are definitely a little bit different than others. I don't know. I don't know if they're actually like a water soak off or something. They're different texture. They almost seem to dry in air. So, as well, but they still do need to be cured under the light. So, hey, slide this one up a little bit here. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna see what we can get with this when I drag through. You see, because I pre-prepped these, the polish is actually puddling a little bit on the outside edge, but I just didn't think you guys really needed to see me swatch these in white. So again, these all have a layer of base color under here that is cured, and then they have a wet layer on top to act as a slip layer. So like a little bit more of that. See what we can get with these. Okay, set that brush down. I'm thinking that this has the potential to be ferociously messy if you do it on a client. But I just wanted to give you an idea what that holo looks like. Am I going to be able to pick that up? A little bit. Or on yourself. But I'm kind of liking it far too much to not try it, I think. So set that in there. I'm sorry that I'm a little out of range for camera. I'm not able to move that now, but just pull that and drag it. It's just the weight of the chain that you're using to come through there, basically. So yeah, that one's really subtle. Not sure if I'm not loving it. Just wondered what, the different patches and such that I'm applying would give us for result. So I think we're not going to bother curing that one. I might just wipe it off a little later and keep playing with it. So here we go. So now I have the other black one that I've cured. So this is now a cured layer of gel polish. My gels are mostly no wipe gels, even in colors. Where's my bottle? Oh, there we go. I use a lot of this Venalisa One Step, and I like it because they are all no wipe finishes, and they come in a whole bunch of colors. I get them off the AliExpress. I don't have a specific store to direct you to on that. So on this one, I have another Venalisa product, and this is a 90 cat eye gel. These are the ones that are magnet reactive. So just reach over, grab my magnet here. Just one. Got my gloves stuck in between them. So I'm just going to give you a quick peek at how these work. So I'm sure most of you are familiar with how a cat eye polish works, but just so that you can see, you have a magnet, and the magnet will pull and drag your particles around and affect the way that it is being hit with the light. So what I'm going to do, I am going to pop a layer of this on. These are just beautiful polishes just by themselves, even without doing the magnet effect on them. So I have these in pots as well, but I chose to do this with a gel polish bottle type, just for the sake of it being having a little better mobility. So I'm going to give you an idea, show you the shift that they pick up even without using the magnet on them. So I've managed to achieve the black hole effect on these a couple of times. I have to be a contortionist to be able to get anything to happen on that one. So for me to do it on myself, it's just funny as can be, but I'll maybe give it a try again one of these days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm just going to bring my magnet. I want to center the particles, give it a little bit of a definition. It's really unfortunate that you can't pick up the purple undertones on this. It's so pretty. I think I might just have to do a manicure of these afterwards. So I just really am using my magnet to push that into the center. And you can see where the light, oh, there's that purple. You can see where the light, where that now has kind of been focused into the center. Set that off to the side so I don't stick it to myself. And I am going to get in frame this time. This one's fun. Set my chain down. Along the edge. Make sure it's touching everywhere, and then just start to drag it through. Trying to do it in a consistent motion. If you stop and start with this or the other polishes, you will end up with, you can see where you stop. So I'm trying to make sure I do it all. I'm going to come around a little bit and try and swirl this up the other way. Can I do it? Hard to see, my hand's in your way. I'm sorry about that, guys. So, oh, look at how fun that is. And pop that in the lamp quick before it starts to move again. And I will show you this one. This is one that I did earlier with that same effect. And you can actually see and feel the ridges of the polish in there. Kind of not minding that effect. So let's see if I can get some lighting set up so that we can get rid of that one. A little bit. You can actually see, I'm going to see if I can try and get a photograph for you afterwards of this, because you can actually see that the magnet effect has been the lines have been dispersed through the chain as well. So and the texture, I'm not a texture person, but I'm liking the way that turned out. So it just adds a little bit to it. I'm not going to put a top coat on that. Again, these Vanalisa ones, even that magnetic one, there is no inhibition layer left on it after the fact. So there you can see that the way magnetic is pulled a little bit better on this one. So I do, oh, that's so pretty. So anyhow, guys, thanks very much for hanging out with me, and I hope that everybody's being safe. Please take care of yourself, and we all appreciate that all the effort that everybody else is going through to do the best to keep this as short-lived as possible. I don't know what it's like in the States, but in Canada, the reports that this is going to end up going to be, unfortunately, with us for a good portion of the spring and into the summer for sure. So not something I'm very happy about, but there's not much we can do about it except for stay at home as much as you can. wash your hands, don't touch your face. So thanks everybody. You be safe, and lots of love to you all from Frivolous Fingers. Bye-bye.